Well, infertility is an issue for thousands of women. In fact, according to the CDC, 1 in 6 couples will be affected by infertility problems. It's almost 12% of women ages 15 to 44 in this country. And some, they actually give up hope, thinking, well, I guess it's not going to happen for me. My next guest says there is hope. Board-certified hypnotherapist and instructor Lynsi Eastburn has written this book. It's called It's Conceivable, Hypnosis for Fertility. Lynsi joins us this morning as part of our book author series. Hello to you, Lynsi.
Good morning, Danielle.
This is so intriguing, the idea of using hypnosis to aid infertility. Tell me more.
Well, thanks. Yes, it's really fascinating work. Basically, I've been working with this for about 10 years now. Women were coming into my office. They were having issues getting pregnant. They were given, in a lot of cases, a less than 1% chance of conception. And what I noticed happening was before they could even get back to the doctor, a lot of them were getting pregnant naturally. So that made it look like something that I really needed to look into.
Well, how does hypnosis aid infertility?
Well, hypnosis is a powerful modality, and of course, hypnosis deals with the subconscious mind. There's a 25% diagnosis of unexplained infertility, and to me, of course, that says subconscious block. So hypnosis can help with medical issues. Of course, it supports in vitro fertilization and just any of the medical protocols, and also can help women to become pregnant naturally.
What happens if you're over 40? Because, you know, as you and I know, there are a lot of women who are waiting later in life to have babies because they're focusing on their career, and then when they're 40, they're like, oh, I'd love to have a baby. Is it too late for them?
Exactly. No, it's not too late. And it's considered, 35 is considered high risk for conception and pregnancy in the medical world, but most of my clients are at least 40 years old. And in fact, I always tell my clients that I don't care how old they are, I'll ask them because I know what they're hearing from the rest of the world, but it doesn't matter to me. My oldest naturally pregnant was 49, my oldest with in vitro was 52 years old.
52?
52, yeah.
Wow. So talk to me a little bit more about the book and how the book kind of explains the process.
Well, what happened is I ended up, working with this. I've always had a connection to babies. I just feel like anybody should have a baby that wants to have a baby, and so basically, I started working with this. It became a specialty. I was working exclusively with it. I created a course, began teaching other therapists to work with it, and soon I had a book. And the book was written for the public to basically say there's hope. There is something there for you. This can be done. And there's been such a need for it that just 2 years ago, I ended up partnering with a longtime friend and colleague, Art Leidecker, and creating the Hypnofertility Foundation. That's a nonprofit that is designed to take the knowledge of hypnosis for fertility to critical mass.
Wonderful. And, you talk about, the book, and I know that there are a lot of success stories in the book. Are there some that you'd like to share?
Absolutely. Well, one of my most recent, I just got a call yesterday, actually, before I flew out from one of my clients with triplets, and she's at 20 weeks.
That's why we couldn't talk on the phone. I was trying to call you yesterday. They're like, no, she's busy with triplets right now.
That's right. All right. I have triplets coming, so identical twin boys and a girl, and did a phone session with her. She's 20 weeks at this point, so that's really nice. Then one of my clients just recently gave birth. She's 44 years old, and she was a fascinating story. Natural conception, natural birth, but she had had infertility for years, and she's 44 years old, and she just gave birth to a healthy baby just a couple of weeks ago, baby girl.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. The other thing that I find interesting, and I think it's important to talk about, is you say that hypnosis can also help men with the stress of infertility.
Yes, absolutely. Men definitely have issues, of course, and sometimes I think it's 30 to 40% male factor. But hypnosis can help with motility, with sperm count, and of course with sexual issues that can happen because, of course, you're having to, with all of the infertility, especially if you're trying naturally or using some of the protocols.
You feel like you're like on a clock, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It takes the romance, I think, out of it.
It does. Yeah. Yeah. It does, absolutely. And I found when I was researching this work that men who had been given an all clear a year later after undergoing all of the stress of all of these treatments and the difficulties with their, their wives or their significant other, they had low sperm count after a year. So that tells me a lot right there.
Absolutely. Well, I tell you what, you've shown us a lot this morning because I think you've opened the door to a lot of women who may not have known about this. So thank you so much for sharing it with us this morning on the show.
Thanks for having me here, Danielle. Thank you.
And again, the book is called It's Conceivable, Hypnosis for Fertility. For more information on Lynsi or the book, please visit her website at hypnofertility.com or hypnofertilityfoundation.org.